Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 27 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, by day, most of the time, Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. Today, we're honoring her with her Leadership Roswell Alumni Association Award. Amy McVay-Tellez joining us in studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
And joining us on the phone, a gentleman we speak of a lot on the radio, but I don't think we ever had a chance to talk to before. Troy Hayes, good morning, sir. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I'm fine. I'm fine.
For many folks that aren't aware, the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico for quite a few years now, they've been awarding scholarships for students, thousands of dollars each year, and all of that's made possible thanks to the Hayes family and the Troy Hayes Trust that was established years ago. And so I think Amy was like, well, yeah, I'm getting honored for helping all these people here, but I ain't going to lie. There were some very, very integral people that's helped me do this. And so thank you for spending a few minutes with us on the phone here, sir.
Well, you're most welcome, and thank you.
So I got to ask, before we talk with Amy here and all this, what inspired you to start the Hayes Trust?
Well, my wife had sent me through school when we first got married, and she was very into continuing education and higher education. And she died about 5 years ago, and I just thought it would be a great legacy for her to assist kids in getting to college.
Well, it's I know, speaking from someone from the Historical Society on the board, we can never thank you enough for using us as that conduit to do that. And I know we at the Historical Society get a lot of credit for the work you're doing here on this, but we can never thank you enough for a lot of that. It's we thank you for your wife, I guess, lighting a fire under you to get educated.
Yes, we do every day.
So
it's really been a joint effort. Providing the funding is one thing, but the Historical Society and Amy have done such a wonderful job of finding these kids and vetting them and qualifying them and getting them on to school. And I think it's been going on several years now, and it's just working really, really good. Thanks to Amy and the Historical Society. As I say, the funding is one thing, but there's a lot of other things to do.
Well, yeah, you're absolutely right. This is, it's kind of like fixing, trying to make the world better one person at a time, and that's what I really love about the whole Troy Hayes scholarship and everything. Obviously, we have some excellent kids that apply for this, and I don't think most of them, if not all of them, really have problems getting motivated or knowing the direction they want to go. We're just really the conduit to help them get that little extra resource to go in the direction they want to. We just the actual greatness is all the kids. We thanks to your your contributions, makes it a little easier for them to come to us and hear about it. So we to be honest, I think we have the easy job. We just got to find, and that's not true either, because the real problem is we have so many great students, youth that apply, and sure, you'd love to give every single one of them a bunch of money, but that's not how the world works, unfortunately. But it is a great job. But so and this is something I'm a little naive on. Do you get any is it all the Historical Society, or do you get to see some of the applications and get some input on some of that, or is it pretty much you just say, I got the money, you guys do your thing?
No, I have met all the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get involved in the selection process, but after the scholarships are awarded, Amy's been has always found a way to get me together with all the kids that's won over the years.
Good.
And so I meet them and talk to them, but I'm not really involved in the selection process.
Well, you get the fun part then, because I think that's the part, and Amy can attest to this, is we consistently have students that have won the scholarship, have earned the scholarship over the years. I say won, they earned the scholarship over the years. And to a person, they all kind of come back and keep us updated on what they're doing right now, and or keeping us abreast, or some even roll up their sleeves and come back and are volunteers at the Historical Society. But almost every single student comes in, says thank you, and talks about what they're doing. And we've had kids at colleges all over the world, not just here in the United States, that have utilized some of this money. And, some of these kids, either are finishing degrees and moving on to their careers, depending on when they were awarded the scholarship here. But it's neat to see how, through the Troy Hayes Scholarship, how it's directly impacted handfuls of kids, just in the five years or so we've been doing this here. It's been it's really a cool thing, and for one, I can't thank you enough for having the foresight to say, I want to do something for my wife that shows the legacy that she wanted to leave on this earth, and we can't thank you enough for allowing us to be a part of that.
I 100% agree, Mike. On the way over here, when I was driving, I was thinking over 5 years ago. Well, it's been longer than that, but many years ago, but Tina and I sat around and thought, wouldn't it be fun if we started a scholarship membership? Yeah. And then to think how far it's come, and that was a one-time gift. And back then, Troy Hayes hadn't been involved. And I believe it was Mr. Bean, Bob Bean, that was the first donor for scholarships. And to think how far we've come. And I think one of the most important things, I can't say thank you enough to Troy. I think it's an honor to be in his presence. It's an honor, even more so, to be nominated for something when, quite frankly, we should be doing that for Troy. But I think the most important thing that when we sat down to talk about this is that we wanted to celebrate the life of his wife. And we intentionally selected scholarship opportunities that were all a reflection of her. And we make sure that the kids get to know her and him. But this road is it's a long road in our future, and I can't wait to see all the dots we connect and how many kids we've impacted. There's some golden individuals that have really impacted my life and Troy's, and together they're just part of our family now. They're coming home, and they're coming home to their family, and that includes coming to the Historical Society. Sure. That's really amazing.
Absolutely.
And I just can't thank you enough, Troy. And the thing I will say is to know one thing about Troy. This is just the beginning, because he's expanded and broadening our family and brought other individuals on board, like the TSI Fund, the Serafinos, and other wonderful people to say, come on, this is too much fun for others to not experience.
Absolutely. Well, and I imagine, sir, you get this like everybody else. The more hands make less work, and that really, when we get more people investing in our youth, like Troy and his family and others that he's bringing to the table here. That's how we ensure our future's bright and make. I mean, you turn on the TV and everything's going crazy in the world, and you get mad and frustrated here and there. But I tell you, investing in the kids, keep working. Just keep doing the things are the right things, and you keep that going, and we'll get through the rest of the stuff. The other stuff will work itself out. I know that in my heart, and so, long story short, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, and I'm very excited to see the Serafino family and Bank of the Southwest and others joining us now. And as you say, I think it's a testament to how good a job the Amy and the Historical Society is doing, and it's really exciting to see more people get involved and more kids get a scholarship.
Absolutely. So let me ask you a quick question here. If say there's some people listening, and then maybe they have similar situation you are and things, any gauntlets, any advice you'd give them to say what they can do to get involved?
Well, contact the Historical Society, and Amy and I will get in contact with them. Tell them how it works, the timing. We'll be happy to deal with them, and just contact the Historical Society, and Amy and myself and others there will try to take it from there.
Awesome. That's great. What I'm assuming you're a bit of a history buff, right? To kind of am I right there? Are you a big fan of history as well too?
Yes, I am.
All right, I kind of figured, people usually involved in the historical society kind of do, so I'm just curious, what's like if you're going to pick up a history book, like you personally for your own reading enjoyment or whatever, where are you going? Where's your direction?
Well, it's happened very recently. I don't know, in the last week or so, the footprints at White Sands. That show to be 20, 30,000 years old. I especially like that type of thing. Chaco Canyon, the Pueblo Indians, the Mission Trail. There's a lot of history in New Mexico. It's great to be a part of it.
Absolutely. I'm going to get off subject here because I'm a radio guy and that's what we do. But you mentioned that, and I was seeing a piece on over the weekend, and I apologize. I kind of caught something in the middle when I was flipping channels, but they were talking a little bit about some of the these things you're talking about, the footprints and the different cave paintings and things like that. And I apologize. I didn't catch where they were talking about New Mexico at this time, but they were kind of the experts and things were going through it and saying, well, these were more than likely teenagers and things like that. And it got me thinking, it's like, I'm wondering if what they're looking at is basically, how, humans do things and they have fun. And we probably saw some ancient kids, teenagers, playing a game or doing something on the wall there with their stuff. And now it's a part of history, and that's what I love about history is we all think of history and then we think of George Washington going across Valley Forge and the Delaware, and then we think of all that and people's eyes get glassed over. And I'm like, no, we're studying kids who are probably playing a game or writing a story on a wall, and it just got preserved through time, and now we have a chance to look at that, and that's history, and I love that. So, I got off track, but when you said that, kind of triggered that memory for me.
Yes, and one of the tracks that they have been following indicated that someone is carrying a very small child, and every once in a while they'll put it down and it'll walk a while and then pick it up and carry it some more. So
yeah,
it's just day-to-day life.
Absolutely, yeah. That's history. So I don't want to keep you too long, sir. I know you probably got a bunch of things here today, but before we let you get back to work, is there anything you wanted to share, anything you wanted to say on the radio here that we didn't get a chance to give you to talk about?
No, again, I'd just like to thank the entire society, Amy especially, and encourage others. If this is something that sounds good, contact Amy, contact the Historical Society. Mm-hmm. It's working well.
Absolutely. RoswellNMHistory.org is the Historical Society's website. You can learn more about everything, including all of our fundraising events and things like that. But when we'll be doing this right around the corner, really. I know we're looking at Christmas, but we're going to be talking scholarships again here pretty quick. When it's time to announce the 2022 Hayes scholarships and everything else, you'll find it all through the website and more information there too. Because I got a funny feeling we're going to be doing this a while. Am I correct, sir?
I sure hope so.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Troy.
Appreciate Amy. Anything? I'm sorry. Did you want to mention anything?
It's just an honor to receive a nomination for an award that's Troy Hayes. It's just an honor, and we can never thank you enough for Troy and all that he's done for the society over the years, and great things happen. I know one thing. I'm wise enough to figure it out. When Troy Hayes is involved, great things are going to happen.
It's true.
And we're going to impact the lives of others, and I'm always all in.
Absolutely. And I hope you get a chance to speak with some of these youth like we do. We get the letters and things from time to time, and they come and check in. So I hope you get to see some of those too, sir, because they kind of move me or inspire me. I hope they do the same.
I do. I receive cards and notes and progress reports all the time. It's very exciting to watch. Very fulfilling.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir. We'll let you get back to it, and hopefully I'd like to meet you. Hopefully maybe we'll come to a board meeting or something. We can all and shake hands.
That'd be great.
That's
awesome.
That would be great.
Awesome.
Thank you. We appreciate you very much.
Thank you, sir, and we'll talk to you again soon, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. That was Troy Hayes, the man behind all that's making things happen through the historical side. Now, Now, Amy, I know she doesn't like to take credit and all this stuff, but Amy's here, always promoting, always trying to, make things happen either for character counts or the Historical Society or Leadership Roswell or schools I mean, there's probably not an area that you don't have a finger in at some point or something, or at least involved.
I love it.
And Leadership Roswell Alumni Association smartly saw that and named her our Commitment to Youth winner for 2021 here. So first off, congratulations. And I know she's going to be because most times she's on the other end of this. She's the one that's kind of passing out these awards or making sure the people that get little recognition get recognition. That's kind of Amy's niche, I think. You kind of love to do and making sure all are included and things like that. So she's going to downplay herself on this one. So I guess I will make sure that we, Troy Hayes, he's an amazing man and did a lot of great things, but Amy's that conduit. She's the one that taps people that have great assets and great abilities and puts them with people that need and help these kind of assets. And whether it's directly through the Historical Society or if it's through character counts or if it's through the schools or if it's just her at the store seeing someone and says, hey, you need this, and has nothing to do with any organization or anything. That's kind of what that's what she is. And
I think behind every individual, that's in my blood. My parents came here to Roswell, and I don't remember a time when we were not surrounding ourselves with other individuals. And it's not just about that; it's about a greater something working together for the good. And I just don't remember a time, especially when I became a mother, one of the greatest, celebrants. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that until you have grandkids.
Sure.
But I'm blessed to be a mother of 2 children, and my parents just were always instilling that into us. I think it's important that all the organizations I'm involved with, I think those super connecting dots bring together, whether it's character and we worked at church and did those kinds of things, but then of course at the ballpark. But I think the Lord was always present through all that. But I think the most important thing is, especially right now and growing up, just, my mom always woke up and would bring sunshine. I don't know where you can find it, but find it and give it. And it's just so funny, whether it's a smile on the face and you just want to hit somebody up, lift them up. How do they respond? They generally give it back to you.
Yeah, and I will say this, and I'm not gonna lie, it's something I see in you that makes me a little jealous that I don't have this ability, and you're that person that, despite the situation, like if you're in a bunch of people in a room with a bunch of people that are ready to slit each other's throats. You know what I mean? Just,
Right.
you know what I mean? A situation where things are not getting done because of personality clashes or whatever. If there's even gossip, drama, whatever, we're humans. We get involved in all these things. You're always been that person, from what I see on the outside looking, when I kind of, that you cut through all of that. And what I mean, and especially when we get in small towns and we all know each other, that's a wonderful, powerful thing. But the part that can be the downfall when it comes to local and everybody knowing everybody is everybody knows everybody. And so the baggage that comes with that can sometimes trickle into what you're trying to get done. Where, I grew up with that person in school and then they were doing it. You know what I mean? It's just that small town, and you always are that person, despite personalities clash, and you're like, all right, I get it. Y'all can hash that out later. We're here today to get point X done. And you've always been a person that can put those kinds of things and compartmentalize that. And I wish I was better at that.
Well,
and I think, to be honest, I almost feel like that's your greatest success. I think, I mean, you have an amazing ability to make people, work together and get things happen and all that. But I think it's your ability to cut through the garbage to say, you know what, we don't have time for that right now. I think that's, me personally, just saying I think one of your assets is, one of your skill sets is your ability to make people put those things aside and say, let's be here for the goal.
Time is too precious.
Yeah.
When I turned 16, I knew one thing. I couldn't wait to go to work. My mom and dad worked so hard. And I learned if we stop moving what you get paid to do, if we stop moving that mouth and get some work done, there's truly, I believe through hard work, there's really nothing we can't do together.
Sure.
So it's kind of the legacy of my parents. And, ironically, we're talking about it. But I think that if we all work together for the good, stop doing so much talking, work together. I think my ooh la la moment, and I can't tell you enough, that legacy of all the names I saw, receiving an award like this, and 100% don't even belong on a piece of paper with these legacies.
Well, that's why you're there.
But I know one thing, these batons are being handed off. And the people that started these, we cannot let this legacy go. But the ooh la la moment is when, and I'm so excited to be on the list with these individuals. The ooh la la moment for me in leadership roles was when Lori Dudick connected all those dots. And it was so empowering for me through leadership roles, and I can't thank you enough for the word, to look around and I was thinking, there's truly nothing we could not do if we just set it all aside, get that list going. There's nothing we can't do. And I believe that in this unacceptable nonsense of life and just nonsense that we allow in our lives, if we set that aside through character, and to me, let's get this on the table. I'm thrilled if I could be the pillar of character. Amen. If I can continue the legacy of history, that's a double amen.
Sure.
But if we can bring sunshine to people's day through character, continue those legacies, it's all good. And sky's the limit for the Historical Society. Do we have hard times? You better believe it.
Oh, yeah.
You better believe it. I know there was a day when we said, I don't know what we're going to do. Judge Jones is gone. Can we continue this? Well, of course we can, because we've got Tim Fuller and we've got those
We
things.
lost a big piece.
We
You're right.
did.
But
We've lost so many.
but
If
people step up. People rally.
We could pay tribute to so many people in Roswell that have impacted the lives of others. And if we can just be mere facilitators through the Troy Hayes Fund, or continuing those legacies. Whether I'm at a Goddard game, whether I'm at a Roswell High game, whether we're starting a history club. By the way, we're starting a history club at Valley View.
Awesome.
That's awesome, little kids. Come on. That's the good stuff. Let's set aside all the nonsense. Let's pull together. My husband is a big part of my life. We've knocked on doors to help people, to help kids. Say there's hope. Do not give up. That's on the back of his card. Don't ever, ever, ever give up. No, there's nothing we can't do together. And through all these hardships lately, we could sit here and talk about all the nonsense in the world, or we can talk about all the good.
Absolutely.
I've got all day. You want to? I mean, that's to me.
Absolutely.
Let's celebrate
every
that
negative
good.
thing we talked about. We've got 12 stories of people overcoming the negative thing, and that's the part we need to celebrate, recognize, and show. And inspire others.
And I just don't think there's anything that we can't rise above to work together. Let's get our shovels together.
Yeah.
Mike, I'd never dream I'd be working with somebody like you. I certainly never dreamed I'd be on the radio all the time. But you know what? I'm so happy, and I look at you and I think of the legacy of your military background and the Historical Society. But there's nothing we couldn't do together. And if there's one thing I could say is that it's not to me about the award. But if I could be holding that baton and representing these individuals that we don't have anymore, just to continue these legacies, impacting life, giving hope. We live in a great community. I love this community.
Absolutely.
I'm going to tell you one thing. We could do a lot better if we stop doing so much talking and deciphering and dividing and saying whatever it is.
We all kind of see, we know what the right thing is. We know what we want, but we just don't agree on how to get there. And sometimes we say, let's just shut up and go do the right thing. And then we'll talk about whether, you know what I mean?
Yes. And I think
we can debate the semantics
I've
later.
listened to all your interviews through the leadership, and I was driving over here and I was thinking, I hope I don't want to miss anything. You did great interviews, and I thought, what could I say? But I know through the Historical Society, I am so proud at what we're doing. We're working hard. We all have our little areas. And you know what? If you're in a rut right now and you're not in your area of passion to give back, you can pivot. I love that through leadership and pivot. Move on.
Yeah.
Find that joy.
If you're hitting walls in one place, go in another direction.
Thank you,
Find
Rick
another
Hale.
door.
Rick Hale reminds us also, do some griping. Maybe you're not in that spot you're supposed to be in. Let's pivot. Let's move forward.
Yeah.
But let's bring sunshine, and there's always hope.
I do what I do. Save your griping when you're home alone and no one can hear you, and then if someone walks in on you, you think you're crazy. That's my mental health. I'll go in there and people are like, "Are you?" Well, I have frustrations like everybody else. I just don't want to take them out on people, so I mumble around like an idiot until I'm around people again. Then I act normal. But that's how I cope.
And I'm sure we're probably running out of time. But one of the greatest joys I've had through the Historical Society is through those hard times, Mike, we'll get an email through Kyra Gordon. I know she's not listening. She's over at New Mexico Military Institute. And we send those messages, and she comes back and she says, I'm so proud to be part of your family. We're doing great things. Every single scholarship winner, we just want to, it wouldn't be possible without Troy and Bank of the Southwest and Pioneer Bank and all those. And that's the good stuff. And these kids celebrating history, getting fired up about this amazing town and all its rich roots. So,
well, and you know what, that makes sense, because this is what Amy does. Amy's the conduit, the motive, the catalyst. Like that's maybe the word, the catalyst. You're the one that what you can't do yourself. You're like, well, let me get this person. Let me wrangle. Let me bring this one into the conversation. You're that one that does all that, and that's why things happen, because you're kind of like, all right, hit a brick wall. All right, let's pivot and let's do this.
That's right.
And that's and it's kind of, if you have that ability and that set as just how you do things, you're going to find out that you're going to find success in a lot of different things that you pursue.
Family's everything. The Lord's everything. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I hope Les and Loretta Walker are listening. They're some of my best friends. At the age of 16, that light bulb came on of work ethic and character. And that's it. Boy, that's the good stuff. My family just built that foundation, but I am a little choo-choo train, and I won't stop. My husband and I both, I don't know if we'll ever retire. and we may not, because we love it, and it's too important to not do something.
Sure.
To help others. So.
Well, we're out of time, but Amy, I thank you very much for everything you do. She's always, puts it in the back, even in, when she's in the spotlight, she's always still putting herself in the back burner here. And thank you for everything.
Well,
you
and
do.
a shout out to Leadership Roswell, Rick, and everybody on the Leadership Roswell team. I'm so proud to be a part of that. And when we can get these leaders together, that's
absolutely
some good stuff.
Yeah,
too.
if for folks out there have not participated in Leadership Roswell, you got some time to think about it, because the next class will form here next summer. But please consider it. Think about it. It really is an excellent program, and to a person, I think everyone that goes to that program and completes it, whatever their goals are asked, they're in a better place than when they started it.
Yeah, and whether you're just starting out on a career or retired, I love that the diversity
Absolutely.
that they bring together, because it's never, you can retire and just start a new life of leadership.
You mean,
So,
there's people in the class in their 70s. There's been people in the class in their 22. So,
and I'm just proud to be a part of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if you're on the alumni board, we're on the alumni board together. If you haven't been involved for a while and took the class a long time ago, give us a call and get involved, because to me, that's just another. Yeah,
we got a bunch of us that are really busy, and we miss stuff, so we need more people to help us. So.
That's right.
I'm talking about me mostly, but yeah. Well, thank you, Amy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll see you here next time.
All right.
Okay?
Happy day.
And everyone we see Amy out and about today, give her a pat on the back, and maybe buy her a cup of coffee or lunch or something if you see her. She'd like that. So thank you, man.
Thank you.
All right.